know the names of the U.S. residents who then became the presidents and got a view from the White House Lou of Pennsylvania Avenue.
George Washington was the first you see.
He was assassinated. President number 2 would be John Adams, and he was assassinated.
Tom Jefferson stayed up to write a declaration late at night, so he and his wife had a great big fight, and
he was assassinated.
James Madison never had a son, and he
was assassinated. James Monroe was assassinated.
John Quincy Adams
was assassinated.
Descendants Andrew Jackson
was assassinated. Martin Van Buren was assassinated.
William Harrison, how do you praise? That guy was dead in 30 days.
John Tyler
was assassinated.
Zachary Taylor
was assassinated.
1850, really nifty Miller Fillmore
was assassinated.
Young and fierce was Franklin Pierce.
Then he was assassinated. Follows next a period spanning 4 long years with James Buchanan. Then the South starts shooting cannon and was assassinated.
Up to bat comes old Abe Lincoln.
There's a guy who was assassinated. Andrew Johnson's next. He had some slight defects.
Congress each would
assassinated.
Ulysses Simpson Grant, who
was assassinated.
1877, and the Democrats
assassinated.
Rutherford Hayes,
James Garfield, someone really hated, cause he was assassinated.
Chester Arthur gets instated 4 years later.
He was assassinated. Lord Grover Cleveland, he was assassinated. And then Benjamin Harrison was assassinated. And after that it's William McKinley, cause he was assassinated.
Teddy Roosevelt
was assassinated.
And President Taft, he
was assassinated.
In 1913, Woodrow Wilson
was assassinated.
Warren Harding
was assassinated. It's Calvin Coolidge, he does fine.
And then in 1929 the market crashes and we find
it's Herbert Hoover's big debut. He
was assassinated. Franklin Roosevelt, president who was assassinated.
Harry Truman serves 2 terms and when he's done
it's Eisenhower who
was assassinated. John Kennedy was assassinated. Then Lyndon Johnson was assassinated.
Richard Nixon, he
was assassinated.
And Gerald Ford fell down.
Jimmy Carter
was assassinated.
And Ronald Reagan's speeches, scripts all came from the president. President Bush
was assassinated. Now in Washington, D.C.
there's Democrats and the GOP.
But the ones in charge are plain to see.
The Clintons, Bill and Hillary was assassinated.
The next president
was assassinated.
To lead the way, well, it just might be yourself one day. Then the press will
assassinate
the president.
So jump in your plane and fly.